Hello everyone, this is Ultima at RunYo.com, and in this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make a partial hue item. Um, what this is if you've ever seen the dye tub, uh, you'll notice when you choose a color, it doesn't hue the entire item. However, on an item that doesn't have this ability, if I were to set the hue of the rose, for example, it hues the entire thing, such as the stems. So what I'm going to be doing is teaching you how to make it to where when you hue this item, all it's going to do is hue the petal part. This could be useful for other items such as swords and weapons. Like another example of something that uses this is banners. Um, I think I have to have a house to be able to do this for that particular item. I'm sure most people will know how to do this. But if you choose one of these banners and place it in a house, it's another item that has partial hue, which that's why this being able to create these is very useful. So anyway, I'm going to be showing you how to create your own. So for the tutorial I've chose to use the rose since that was my example, but you could use this for the banners, anything your imagination can concoct. But this tutorial teaches you how to hue just one part. I figured this out by examining dye tubs since I knew that that was an item that did this, and it's very simple. So what I'm going to do is create a couple layers here. One's going to be for my rose, and then another layer is going to be for my stem. And what I'm going to do is come to the background and I'm going to duplicate this layer because I'm going to destroy it a bit, and I'm going to paint out the rose using the black background color, true black. There we go. Then I'm going to select the stem, copy that, and then paste that on my stem layer, right back where it was. Now I'm going to come back down to this and select, I'm going to do it in reverse this time, and I'm going to paint out my stems. I don't need this anymore. I'm going to raise my brush here. So now I have the rose part. I'm going to invert, select invert, and then copy that and paste that on the rose. So now I have a stem layer and a rose layer. Now the part we want to make partial hue, I'll select my background and invert, and I want to use colorize set to 0, 0. Hue and saturation is 0, 0. That means there's no color, and it creates grayscale. Another way you could do this is to have this petal part on another image and actually make it grayscale. But so I've done that. and it's ready to go. What I would do is just squash my layers. I'm going to doctor this a bit. Looks like part of the stem's missing. Don't know why. Let's make sure nothing's happened here. Kind of looks like it got damaged. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's fine. Alright. So, of course, we'll flatten all my layers once again. And, paint this white, which will be transparent. And there we have it. I'm going to save this as bitmap. New rows. And now I have to install this into UOFiddler. So I've opened UOFiddler and I'm going to choose an empty slot. An unused slot here. I'm just grabbing one real quick and I'm going to write down my ID number for future reference. 9716 or 0x25 F4. And then I'm going to replace this with my new rows. And then I'm going to save this. And once I have that saved, I'm going to come over to my tile data tab. I'm going to find my rows. I'm going to do a search by ID number 9716, and that takes me right to it. And then I'm going to choose this option, save directly on changes. And what that'll do is if I change from this to that, it'll save the info in memory. It will not automatically write it to the game files. That's different. Save changes, you can manually do it for each one you do. But if you change images, like say I do tile data here and I switch, it loses the info unless you have this checked, or you click this button each time. But anyway, I want to compare the tile data to something else here, which I'm going to leave that here and jump back over to my items real quick. And I want my rows to act just like any other rows, so I'm going to compare it to the original. And select this in the tile data. Jump back over, and there it is. So we have a weight of 1, height of 1, and that's it. What we don't have is partial hue. So what we're going to do, jump back over to our tile, to the rows, which I'm going to do a search again by the ID number. And naming stuff lets you do a search by name, so I'm going to call this just whatever, rainbow rows. That's not what the item's going to be called in the game. The tile data name is something different. The actual names, the hover over names, is controlled by the Clylock. But so we'll set weight 1, height 1, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to set to partial hue. Which, let me find it here. It's right here. I'm going to save the changes, save to memory, and I'm going to save my tile data. Whoops. I need to set my output directory to something else so I don't have to look for this thing all day. But now I'm going to change my, what I want to do is I'm going to go to my output folder. And it did not save it here. There it is. And it didn't save my art here either because I put it, I didn't have the directory set. It's in my other directory. I'm just going to go ahead and change that and resave it. So once I've installed my art, done my tile data, and saved my files to my output folder, I have these new files. So I'm going to install those into my UO directory. I'm going to go ahead and load all this up. So I have my directory open here. It's under EA, C, program files, EA games, and whatever client you have. So I'm just going to directly drop these in. It'll ask me if I want to overwrite, and I say yes to all, and I'm good to go. It's a good practice to back your files up though, but I've been doing this a long time, so I'm just directly overwriting them. So now I need to load my my server. So I've loaded my server, and we have the original rows. Now I'm going to add static 9716, and there's our new rows. And our new rows, unlike the original, has the ability to be hued any color. I want to hue it red. But I can hue it any color I want now. I can have can use this to decorate with. I could create many variations of roses. I could also write a script for this with the ID number in it and make it have random hues, pre-selected hues, and add it to monster drop loot tables. You could have a whole set of roses. There's also different variations of the rose intrinsic where it has 3 petals, etc. But you'd repeat the same process. You could make your own custom banners this way. It's very useful for custom art. But you can even have black rose. And there you have it. Enjoy.